welcome back to the final video in the Minecraft series. First thing you can clearly notice is I'm in creative mode, and action stuff is gone. That's because the server actually got shut down because it was fucking dead. No one was playing on it, including me. That's why this video is actually taking so long. So I'm just gonna go over everything that happened before the server shut down. Gino fixed my original base. He even put a dog back. He put all the quartz back and furnished it again after I'd taken everything out. Oh, and he added to this thing, the original Mount Jerry. Next up though, we have the Nether Highway hub going to it. Gino fixed up this connection by furnishing this area and putting the Nether portal in here. But on the other side though, we have the Nether Highway hub, which I showed you at the end of last video. But today we're actually going to be going over all the other areas. Not yet though, first we're going back here. Back here, the first thing you'll notice is all of my pets are finally gone. There's no dogs, no cats, no birds, no chickens downstairs. These are not my chickens. I don't know how these two got down here. These are not my chickens. I moved all of mine. These are also not my chickens, but this area is empty. Down here, the cemetery has been lifted out and moved. Yeah, my house is completely empty because I moved out. But next up here, we got Max's house, which has been slightly raised by, like, I think a block before he got off and just didn't get back on. But that's all the changes for this base. So, moving back to the Nether, we got the end area. Now the end area doesn't really have much to it, other than the fact that it's in a snowy village, and Gino decided to cover this entire platform with endstone to make it look more end-themed. It's a little hard to tell though from the top because of all the snow covering it. But down there does lead to the end, which I'm not going to go in because I have my spawn set far away from where I want to go. But anyways, we have the outside of the Nether. Ignore that. Oh, it's here. Never mind. Now, you can't tell because the fucking chunks won't load the one time I need them to. This just leads to the outside of the Nether. You can see the branching paths, if they'll fucking load. You can see all the branching paths, and the Nether. That's pretty much it for out here. So, moving back inside, we're going to close this. We can go to the prison. Now, the prison is something that Gino built in creative mode to store all of the people who commit bad things. One of his dogs also managed to find his way over here. It's probably like a guard dog or something. But the only person I think to have served time here is Austin for duping constantly. But yeah, he was stuck in here for a couple days. Just gonna like get through. If we pull this stuff down, maybe. Alright, well that's just not gonna load. So, this is on the other side of the lava. Jesus Christ. This is on the other side of the lava path. There's a prison here, and normally you're under the effects of the Guardian, so you can't really break the— oh my god, it's actually working, just extremely fucking slow. But this is under the effects of the Guardian, so you can tell the time. Gino will give you a journal and a bed, but, that's it. Actually, the bed's probably not a good idea, because you can kill yourself and get out. Well, it doesn't matter, because the server's dead. But yeah, this is the prison, with no way out unless you want to mine for, like, a couple hours to break obsidian with your fist. Yeah, this is it for the prison. So moving back to the Nether hub. now that we're here, moving to our final location, we have the longest path. So, enjoy me in super sped up time, suffering trying to get through this. God, that took forever. And also, the chunks wouldn't load the entire time. Hopefully we don't have that problem in the overworld. So, this is the mountain range. The third and final era of the Minecraft server. Jesus Christ, it is laggy. This takes place in a mountain that I found. Close. I found this giant, super expansive mountain range that everyone could build their houses in like completely separate areas, and have their own like hundreds of blocks of land. I built this as like a sort of little hub that you can go to get to different places. My brother joined the server and decided to build his house up here. This is his house. He has minecarts down here. A bedroom. I'm assuming this is the kitchen. Another bedroom. A balcony that doesn't look finished. Attempted storage room. Actually, it's probably not that bad. It's not terrible. Books, enchantment room, pet room. Damn, his parrot died. Aquarium, unfinished room. His friend joined the server, and he wanted his other friend to join the server, so he built him his house, but he just never joined. But this is his friend Lucas's house that has, what the hell? It used to have a fish in it, a llama named Snowball, and a chest room with like probably nothing in it. Yep. Yeah, Henry's just not here. Yeah. But moving over here into this foresty area. When the hell did this get here? If the chunks will fucking load, I can show it to you, but it doesn't look like they want to fucking do that. Alright, here we go. For the most part, things are loaded in. You can tell that it's a valley, except for the void that Gino decided to attempt to build a base in. He made his Commander George statue because Austin killed Commander George and Commander George Jr. Then he moved his base. But moving to the next base, we have to go through this tunnel that I built out of netherwood. It's not too long. It starts off with warped wood, turns into, I think this is spruce. This leads to the outside. And then I furnished the entire thing. There's stairs over here that lead down. It's not very easy to access because of all the snow. But it does. You can lead you down the mountain, or you can be like a normal person and use your electric glide down. So starting off, that's my house. But we're going to first go over here. That's the explosion rink. To Jonah's new house, because Jonah did move. He just left a majority of his things behind. He brought a couple of cats and his panda, who is, poor Lard is locked away in a cellar now, and I don't want to know why. So, we are instead going to move to the next house. Well, it's not much of a house, but this is the lair of Hairy Jerry, the one who killed or orchestrated the death of the first couple generations of Hairless Jerry. That's something in sheep talk. But he lives up here in his evil lair, up on the mountain. And his name is Hairy Jerry, because he's hairy. But moving to an actual base now, we have my base. the best of them all, according to me. Those are not oxidized last time I was here. Actually, no. First, we're going to go to Killian's house, who decided he had this entire mountain range and decided to build his house almost directly fucking on top of mine. With his dog and his tiny shelter room here. And a beacon, which actually is pretty nice to have around for stats. And the one on top of my house, which is also really nice to have around for stats. But, you know, he had this entire mountain range, if it'll fucking load in. He had this entire mountain range to build his house in, and he built it right on top of mine. So now we're going to talk about my house last, because it's the best. This, though, back here behind my house, is Ava's house. She joined the server pretty late. What the fuck is going on with the lag? It is insane today. But we have Ava's house, which probably looks the most like an actual house out of anything else on the server. Moving in, room with a kitty cat. Downstairs, piglins, dog, storage room, armor, more storage, enchantment table, and upstairs, we got beds and a balcony. That's not all, though. She also built this little thing for horses, this thingy for her crops, this thingy for her her animals, and Gino also decided to put all of his dogs in here for safekeeping because he doesn't have a house anymore. And this giant dome thing with a couple pets. I can't have a polar bear because he'll eat my foxes. But she is a polar bear, along with a couple bees and armadillos. But, finally, we have the main spectacle. My house. We're going to start outside. We have my giant rows of crops, which I took inspiration from my old house, just made it bigger and better. You can see everything that I had before, including the sniffer plants. And in here, ignore the paper, we have all my crops. We also have a side door, which I'll get to in a minute. I did not build this path for this, was Ava. We have my fencing area, fenced around area, which Gino built, along with my goober flags. And in here, we have my yard, with more goober flags. And moving inside the house, starts off very nice. Netherite armor. Skeleton painting, which with action and stuff was the axolotl one from the old house. Couple of essential workstations. This is not essential though, I would say. Not in the slightest. We have Bobby's Body Butt Pie, made by Jonah. And we have the memorial room. Unfortunately, on the move over here, not everybody made it. We had a couple deaths on the way to the new house. Yeah. It was very, very sad, to say the least. So, moving on from all of this, we have more happy stuff. We have more happy stuff, like my chicken room. Majority of my chickens, including Latina Thighs, their leader, their name tags aren't loading. I gave them all name tags. Gareth, more ones that won't load. They all made it over, except for I think like 3, who unfortunately died in the crossing. But yeah, everyone's up here now. They have grass, a window, but I couldn't put them out in the yard because of the foxes, and I couldn't put them in the basement because I'm under a giant cavern. But in the hallways, we have every type of armor. Diamond, iron, chain. This is like the only stuff that is damaged because I can't craft chain armor. We also have gold, copper, and leather. Another reason I waited so long is because I wanted Copper to be in this video. But moving into the rooms, the inner rooms, we have the cat room. All of the cats made it over safely. Every single one of them, including their leader, Black Man the White Cat. Over here, we have the bird room. All of them except for one, where Balkers didn't made it over here. Balkers will always be remembered though. And finally, we have the dog room. Every single dog made it over safely, which is like my proudest achievement. That I got like 70 dogs over here. I'm not counting all of them. I think there's like 70 though. But moving on to the other rooms, we have my storage room, which has Tiggle, Figgle, and Wiggle in here. And Copper chest is put somewhere. Oh, actually, it might not be here because of this is technically all of Geno's stuff. Yeah, like these are not my weapons. But there used to be a chest for them. But yeah, it's just a bigger and better version of my other base's storage room. Back here, we got like my masonry room with furnaces and stuff. Is that something in the bottom? No. And other cool stuff, like empty barrels. But moving on to the next room, we got my enchantment room, which has a cool blue door and bad lighting. Well, all my lapis and bookshelves. We got evil person prison. Tough guy. Guarded by tough guy. This used to have Harry Jerry in it until he escaped. And then now tough guy's just kind of guarding nothing. I'll get to this last. But we have my wall of melons. Tribute to Laserbeam. We have my potion room with all my potion supplies. Not very well organized. Yeah, just a pretty small room. We have my music room, my crowning achievement. All the music discs. And my top 3, my favorite, second favorite, third favorite, surrounded by all the main ones, the creepy ones, repeats, and the repeat of creepy ones. And then we also got Lava Chicken on top. Moving on again, we have the Water Pets, which has all the frogs and axolotls over here. Oh, and the turtles. I got turtles now. I had to close this because they started dying, the turtles, so it has to be closed off. But yeah, everybody made it over here just fine. So moving on again, ignoring their names, we have this little sand area for them, along with the mango trees and firefly bushes. We have my incinerator, which has Baby and Trevor. Whenever this was action and stuff, he would be a baby. We also got my bedroom with my dragon egg. That's my Rick Astley picture, dragon head, and my skeleton head and Austin's left baby foot. All of my ender chest. This is not my ender chest. This is Geno's. My bed. No, I don't want it to stop thunderstorming. We also have my secret room with my journals, which will probably never get anything happen to them. And I'm not fixing that. Moving on to the final area, we have out here with Hairless Jerry 5, along with some new Jerrys somewhere out here. Yeah, somewhere. Hairless Jerry, the 6, and another Jerry, Hairless Jessica, out here. We also got some new faces. like a couple more donkeys. Not that one though. Like this llama. I got over here. Yeah, almost. Everybody made it over safely. Now you might be wondering, how did I get those happy gas, that iron golem, that sniffer, and that camel through that extremely tight what the fuck's it called? Nether highway tunnel? Here's your answer. I didn't. I horribly and super longly for like an hour and a half decided to fly them in the overworld, the almost probably closer to like 40,000 blocks to try and get over here through the overworld, flying on Happy Gas, which was super slow and tedious, and I fucking hated every second of it. But I made it over here. They're safe. And server, bees just like hanging up here. Server will finally have some closure. And with that, goodbye. Also, if you're wondering what happened to Harry the Stalker and Timerson, they made it safely onto the Discord server.